high in the mountains where the wind blew strong and the sky seemed endless, a young eagle was born in its nest. From the very first day, the young eagle watched the older birds fly high, crossing the sky effortlessly, and dreamed of being like them. "One day, I will fly high too," it thought excitedly. As time passed, the young eagle began to spread its wings, first timidly, then with more confidence. However, its first attempts at flying were disastrous. Its wings weren't strong enough yet, and every time it tried to soar, the wind knocked it down. One day, the wind blew stronger than ever. The young eagle, determined to fly, tried to take off, but the force of the wind knocked it down, sending it crashing to the ground. It fell rapidly, hitting the rocks and feeling the impact of defeat. It lay there, with its wings spread out and its body aching. At that moment, it felt deep sadness. "I'll never be like the others," it thought, gazing up at the sky, wondering if flight was something only meant for the bigger birds. For several days, it avoided trying to fly again, feeling trapped in its small corner of the mountain, watching as the other creatures moved on with their lives, not understanding its struggle. One night, as the starry sky shone above, the eagle sat alone, reflecting on what had happened. The stars seemed so far away, so unreachable, just like its dreams. The wind still blew, but now, instead of feeling frightened, the young eagle sat in silence, thinking. "I can't stay here forever," it thought. "Maybe falling is just part of learning how to fly." It was in this stillness, beneath the blanket of night, that it realized something important. Great heights aren't reached without first facing the strongest wind. The wind, though it seemed like its enemy, was also its ally. "If I want to fly higher, I must learn to use the wind to my advantage," it thought. At dawn, the young eagle rose with a new resolve. It looked toward the tallest mountains, where the wind blew hardest, and decided to try again. This time, it wasn't going to fight against the wind, but use it. It climbed to one of the highest rocks on the mountain, spread its wings strongly, and took a deep breath. With a determined look, it launched itself into the void. Instead of being swept away by the wind, the eagle began to lean into it, using its force. The wind, which had previously knocked it down, now lifted it. It soared higher and higher, flying freer than ever, feeling a freedom it had never known before. The sky, now clear and bright, welcomed the young eagle with open arms. As it flew higher, its wings grew stronger with every beat. The wind that once seemed an obstacle was now the key to its success. It flew like never before, surpassing its own limits. In that moment, as it looked down, it realized something important. Flight wasn't just about soaring, it was about falling and rising. Every crash, every fall had been a lesson for its wings to grow stronger. The final flight wasn't just the result of effort, but of resilience. Reaching the top of the mountain, the young eagle perched on a rock, looking out over the horizon with a new perspective. Now, it understood what it truly meant to be free. It wasn't about avoiding the wind, but learning to fly with it, embracing difficulties and turning them into opportunities. The eagle had not only learned to fly, it had learned that strength does not come from never falling, but from getting up every time the wind, life, or circumstances knock us down. Looking at the sky with gratitude, it knew that its true flight had only just begun. From that day on, the eagle never feared the wind again. It embraced it, used it as an ally to rise higher and farther. Its flight wasn't just about freedom, but the lesson that only those who face their fears, who learn to fall and rise again, can reach the greatest heights. With every flight, it always remembered that true strength doesn't lie in avoiding storms, but in learning to fly through them. The eagle, now free, flew without limits because it had found its inner strength. Did you like this story? If so, give it a like, subscribe, and share this video so you don't miss our next releases. At The Strength Within, we believe that true strength comes from within you. See you in the next video.